Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am incredibly excited for today's video because it is not only going to be really fun and really challenging, but I'm also collaborating with some wonderful women here on YouTube. So this is going to be part of the Nailed It or Nailed It series. I was incredibly excited when Lexi Jong asked me to do this collaboration. I think that this series is so awesome. If you guys aren't familiar, you need to go after this video and start at episode 1. So Alexa started this Nailed It series, and I love that it's like nailed it with a question mark because probably these all aren't going to actually nail it. And honestly, today is one that I might not actually nail. But so I've been watching her and Susanna Torres because I think Susanna's been doing, I think they've been doing this together since the very beginning. And it is so much fun. So basically the premise of this is that there's an inspiration, whether that's like a theme of like, let's say the holiday vibes, or it's an actual picture, you take the inspiration from that and then you recreate it. So the only rule to this is that you don't purchase any products to create this. You have to use things that are already in your collection, which I love, especially after Black Friday and all the purchases that were made. I didn't need to be purchasing anything else just to recreate a look. Recently, I think it was maybe episode 2 was the JLo glow look, which I just thought was so much fun. And Alexis was looking for people to like join in, you know, do a video or a picture, post it on Instagram with the hashtag, just so people could see. So I actually did an Instagram video on my interpretation of the JLo glow look that they were doing. So if you do want to check that out, make sure to check out my Instagram at Keep Beauty Real. But I was so excited when Alexis asked me to do this. You know, she's like, would you be interested in joining and, you know, participating? I was like, yes, please, because I think that this is super fun. And you guys know that's a big part of why I'm here. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on YouTube, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on those videos. So let's talk a little bit about the look that we're gonna be doing today before I get into, you know, all the wonderful things about the other people that I'm working with today. So here is the look that we're working with, and this is by the very talented Hindash. So I love going through his Instagram, and he has a YouTube channel here as well. I will make sure to link both of those things down below, but I love this picture because I think that this look shows that you don't necessarily just have to have that one focal point. Like we were always told, okay, you need to either focus on the eyes or the lips or the cheeks or whatever. But I think that this shows that you can get a really good balance if you do it correctly, because to me, both the eyes and the lips are a beautiful like star feature in this look. So we're gonna get into that. I have already done my base. So I went through with the Exa High Fidelity foundation. I did just actually do a review on this foundation. So I thought that the finish of this foundation would be great. It is a little bit glowy, but more to the satin side, and the coverage for me is about as much coverage as I prefer. And I feel like this model, first of all, she's flawless, but I feel like it definitely has that little bit higher coverage. I also went through with the Uoma Beauty Woke Concealer. So pop that on just a little bit under the eye and over my eyelid, more so just to like control my veins that are there, because we obviously have a very light look to do, so I wanted some complete coverage. And then if you guys know me, you'll know that I went through with the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder just so that I could like lock everything down and set everything in place. So that's gonna be what we're starting with. There's a lot of focus on the eyes and the lips here, so I just kind of wanted to like crank through some of that. So in this picture, it's a little bit hard to tell, but I feel like the cheeks are pretty, like there's a little bit of rosiness to it, but it's not like intense. So I'm gonna start out with blushing from the Wayne Goss Coral Rose palette. I feel like this just has a little bit of flush without being like too much. So I'm gonna go through with the Wayne Goss 14. This is like my favorite blush brush. So just to talk to you guys a little bit, I think that I've been watching Alexis for a while now. I met her through another collab, and boy, she is probably the most in-depth, informative person that I've watched here on YouTube. I mean, she has so much information. When you are looking for the deets on luxury beauty, I can't remember what video it was that I watched recently. Was it a Victoria Beckham, the little shadow pots one? But she used them in many different ways. She gave you lots of breakdown, lots of comparisons. Like she's just like your one-stop shop for all of that. So you definitely need to check her out. And I love that she's doing this series and, you know, really focusing on having fun, being inspired, without spending more money. So I love that. And I think I found Susanna's channel through Yachty Beauty, who's also part of this collab, but I'll get into that. Of course, you guys know I'm gonna gush about Yachty as well, but I think that's how I found Susanna. And I love her because she is so real. I think that we have a bit of a similar aesthetic. I think maybe I pop into a little bit more like colorful eye looks than she does, but I really truly think that if there's anything that Susanna likes, I would like it too. And I like her channel a lot. Like, she's just down to earth, but still pretty glam, and I love that. Yachty and Kara from Beauty and the Frizz, and also Jennifer from All Feisty, they are also doing this as well. So Yachty and Jennifer were part of this series the last episode, which, oh my gosh, the Vogue cover. You guys need to watch those videos, but I really thought that it was so much fun. So they've been in on this, and I think this is Kara's first episode that she's doing, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys are new to my channel, you maybe haven't heard me gush about all these ladies, but if you have been around, you'll know we're all very friendly. We talk to each other almost every day. I've never been part of such a long-winded stream of text messages in a good way. I love them so much, so I'm very excited to be doing this with them as well. So definitely make sure to check out all of these wonderful content creators' channels. I will, of course, have their videos linked below. I'm very excited to be doing this. So I should probably like put down the blush brush. I think I just talked for like 5 minutes applying this blush, but that's the nice thing about these Wayne Goss palettes is they're pretty foolproof. It's hard to do any wrong. I might end up using this, this rosy shade as our highlighter. We'll see as we go through. I might end up using that. So I'm gonna just set this to the side. So actually, hold up. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so that we can do the rest of this look together in a little bit finer detail. Okay, much better. So I did also go through and do my eyebrows, partially just because that's incredibly boring, but also because I wanted to take the time to make my brow shape a little bit closer to the model. Like, I wanted a not straight look, but a little bit thicker for sure, but also not quite as intensely arched as I normally prefer. So what I did first is I went through with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and then went through with the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint pen. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, the one side has a brow powder and the other side has a brow pen. Now that I've got a little bit of that blush on, I kind of wanted to see the cheeks sort of come to life before I decided what to do with bronzer or contour. To me, in this picture, she is not very heavily bronzed. I'm going to go through with the Amber Matchsticks, the Fenty one, just to get a little bit of structure first, and then we'll see if I want to add a bronzer. This might be enough, but I might decide to go through and add a little bit of a bronzer. I wish that my new bronzer had made it here. So thanks to Jennifer over at El Feisty, I bought the Tom Ford, can't remember the name of it, bronzer. The one that everybody has and everybody loves, and I'm very late to the game. And I saw that on Jennifer's community tab, she said that they are discontinuing the jumbo, like as big as your car sized bronzer palette. And I was like, or the bronzer compact, and I was like, okay, it was like almost half off. I was like, if Jennifer loves it, I'm going to love it. So I got on the Macy's site and I bought it over Black Friday weekend. So I was hoping that that would be here because I thought it would be a good tone, but it's not here yet. So we're just gonna go through with matchsticks. This is truly just that really nice contour. Like, this is not a bronzer by any means. It's just to add that structure because it is more of that like gray brown tone. And I'm just using a Luxie airbrush concealer brush. This is the 733. Okay, I'm gonna take this same brush and just pinch the ferrule. So I want to contour just almost connecting my brow to my nose, just to get that little bit. You guys will see on the picture, the model definitely has that very contoured look. I almost never contour my nose because I never think that it looks right, but we're gonna give it a go. Honestly, if anything, most of the time, I will go through and reverse contour. So I will usually just add a little bit more light here to pop this up a little bit more rather than try to like slim down the nose a little too much. Just because, if anything, I feel like it looks like I got a nose job, but not in a cute way, in a like I got banged in the face and I'm bruised way. So that's not usually something I do, but I don't think that's too bad. So we will stick with that for now. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think I need a little bronzer? Like, I feel compared to her, I'm obviously not nearly as bronze. Okay, I'm gonna go through and add in just a little bit of the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer, just kind of more through the temples. Also, maybe just because I have this ginormo deodorant stick of bronzer that I'd like to get through before it goes bad, so I should probably just be bronzing every day of my life to use this up, especially since I have that big old Tom Ford one on the way. And just going to bronze a little bit above that contour that we laid down. Oh, my baby hairs. So I totally had every intention of making sure to wear my hair really smooth like the model has in this picture, but you guys, today has been a day. It's been such a day that I was really looking forward to sitting down with you guys and just playing with some makeup. So I was really excited to get to be part of this because it's very therapeutic for me today. So, but that being said, I did not have time to do the hair. No, that wasn't happening. So I will try to like smooth my hair out a little bit for a photo so we can get a little bit of a look, but it's all gonna be a mirage. There's a hot mess situation back here. Okay, so now I'm feeling a little bit more bronzed. Like I said, I'm wishing I could have like pulled out that Tom Ford bronzer because I either, well, I wouldn't have blamed it on Jennifer. I'm a grown adult, let's face it, but I have a feeling I'm gonna love it. And so I could have just said, thank you so much, Jennifer, for the heads up on the big savings. That's been on my wish list for a long time to try, and now I got to try it for half off. So if you guys aren't following Jennifer, you should be. She's amazing, lovely, wonderful person. Also very informative when it comes to luxury beauty. Like, it's incredible. And while I'm on the subject of the other people that I'm collaborating with, I know that I've talked about Yachty and Kara, and actually Jennifer quite a bit here, but you guys, these are people with true beautiful hearts. I've really grown friendships with these beautiful ladies, and you guys, Yachty is so sweet. I'm so happy that she's hit her 1,000. Kara is almost there. I would not be surprised if by the time this video goes up, she will be there. If she's not, she's gonna be really close, so you should go subscribe to her. But they are just, they have hearts of gold, and I really enjoy talking to them, and Yachty is great because she really wants to build a community and have that, you know, sense of like an us channel, not a her channel, and I love that. And Kara is so dang funny. Like, I love her. I love that she is super creative, and she just has this true love of makeup, as we all do, I think. So I really enjoy them. I've done collabs with these ladies before, so I definitely recommend checking out their channels. If you haven't seen them, you're really missing out. Again, I feel so honored to be working with all of these ladies today in such a fun episode of this. I'm really loving it. So looking at this eye makeup, I feel like it's sort of like oyster pearly. We have a beautiful, dramatic, like dark brown double winged eyeliner that transitions into some olive tones. So there's a lot going on. This one's gonna be a lot. Because this eye look is, I don't want to say complicated, it is kind of complicated, but since it's rather in depth, what I'm gonna do is kind of play with one side first, get it where I want it, and then I'll come back. So I did not do my homework and like swatch a bunch of things beforehand to see what the best outcome was. I know that Hindash used all Dior products for this look. I don't have any Dior. So I just started going down the rabbit hole of my palettes and seeing what I could use. So for that like really ethereal, like glossy, but like beautiful high-end frosty lid, I thought that maybe this inner corner shade in the Natasha Denona Glam palette would work, so I have swatched that one out as well. But in all honesty, you guys, it's a little bit more pinky toned, and what I think is actually going to be a really good match is the highlighter from this Goss palette that I used on my cheeks. And the nice thing about this highlighter is because the texture of a highlighter, where it's meant to be a little bit more sheer, I think that's going to give us that like more sheer wash. I don't know how many times I'm gonna do this, but you guys get the vibe that I'm going for here. So okay, you guys, this has been a journey. I'm gonna give myself a B on the eyes, and this is definitely where like suitability comes into play. So looking at the way that Hindash did the eye look, when I look at this model's eyes, so first of all, she's like 12 years old. No, she's not 12, but my eye fold where I have it now would be, it would disrupt that eyeliner line. So I definitely had to change the shape of the liner a little bit. And I don't know in what world, like what was KVD thinking? This is not really brown. This is like almost black liner. So I do wish that it was a little bit more brown, but I'm using the things that I already have as the rules state. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. So what I did end up doing is a combination of the Wayne Goss highlighter shade and the Natasha Denona, because I feel like the Wayne Goss ended up being a little bit too gold and the Natasha Denona is a little bit too pink. So what I'm gonna do is just layer those together. I started out with the Refer 21 brush. So I thought that this would be really good for laying down color. It is so far, this is my first time trying it, but I just went through with this color, and as you can see, it's a little bit more golden. So then I went over the top of this with the inner corner shade from the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and it got close-ish. I think it's hard to get that finish. Also, in all honesty, my lids are not her age, so you will just see a little bit more like fine lines. I think I said I was going to do a voiceover, but maybe I'm not. So now I'm going to go through with that inner corner shade in the Natasha Denona and just pop this over the top to sort of layer that and give it more of that like pinky beige base. Okay, so I also realized that I did my good eye first and left my struggle eye to do with you guys. So that was probably poor planning. So now I'm just gonna go through and do the liner, and then we will get our little crease situation. Okay, so now that our liner is like in the same family tree, I'm gonna go through and use this pencil. Again, this is the Urban Decay in Stash. Now this color isn't quite right, but this works as like a little outliner, and it did help me get a bit of definition to this. So I am just taking very like gentle strokes. Okay, so now I'm using a combination of Shield and Lethal from the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. So I first went through with Shield, and I felt like it gave me the like bit of like olivey bronziness, but it doesn't have the like electricity that I needed. I don't know how to explain it, but there's that little bit of like yellowy green in this look that I really like. So I get that from the other shade. Which one is that? The Lethal. So as I'm going through here, I think I'm going to even elongate this green out in the tails, just to kind of pull that corner out a little bit, especially like here. The color just gets a little bit more, and I think it's just the shift of light, but it gets that like more, not limey. She doesn't have lime green on her eyes by any means, but a little bit of that limey vibe. I like the liner on this side better, but I like the like faux crease on this side better. Go figure. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm just gonna pull this out a little bit more. So rather than this, it kind of does this. Sometimes words don't work, so I just say this and I show you with my hands. Hopefully that works okay. Okay, so I'm noticing that on the very edge, her line is actually really like crisp on the very, very edge, and then it gets a little bit more blurry. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Troop, which is that like brownie green at the very edge, with this flat liner brush, and just try to crisp that up a little bit. All right, at some point you just have to let good enough be good enough, right? I'm going to finish up with my lashes. I do have to say, I'll just curl while I'm talking to you guys. I'm regretting that I chose the Hourglass unlocked extensions. I think I just got a little carried away and ambitious trying to get like really full lashes, and this side got a little bit clumpy on me, which can happen with tubing mascaras if you're not careful. I wish that I'd gone through with just a standard, but in all honesty, it's going to be enough to get this liquid liner off of my eyes. So I just wanted something that was going to be easy to take off. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to go through and try not to get quite as clumpy on this side, although clumpy enough to make them match well enough. The struggle, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and put on some individual lashes. And then I'm just gonna put these on the very outside. So I thought mostly just because my lashes got a little clumpy, this helps just kind of give it that little bit more like feathery flare and a tiny bit more length. I don't even know if you guys will be able to tell, but definitely up close, you can see, especially towards the outside, it just sort of like filled in that clumpiness a little bit. Note to self, don't use tubing mascara when you're wanting a really like wispy effect. Okay, so for the highlight, I feel like it's very much in sync with the shade of the eye color. I do still think that mine is not quite as like pearly. It's still a little bit more goldy. Honestly, I mean, it still looks fine. I'm very happy with it, but I'm actually gonna go through with Becca Moonstone for our highlighter and just very, very sparingly apply this. I'm gonna go through with the only Morphe brush that I own, and like it's the M510. I do just like this for highlighting, but it could be the lighting, but I honestly don't really think that he put much highlighter on her cheeks. It's very centered down the face. Again, that could be the lighting, but I don't really see any on her outer cheeks. So I am just gonna concentrate this on the Cupid's bow. She's got a little bit on her chin, which isn't really my jam, especially right now because I'm breaking out a little bit, but I'll do it for you guys. And then right down the bridge of the nose. All right, now the last spot that we have to do, I don't want to do it too much because mine naturally gets highlighted, but it's just the tip of the nose here. So I have to tell you guys too, Jeremy just came in and I showed him the look and he later was like, yeah, it looks really close. Her eyes are just more pinky. And I was like, I know, I was trying. I didn't want it to be too gold, but I didn't want it to be too pink. So fail. I feel like I really need to like hydrate my business here. So let's go through with the Watermelon Ultrafine Glow Mist. I've been sitting here for so long, dinking around with these eyes. I think I've just like lost all my hydration. I'm gonna add some beauty marks like the model has. I think that that would be kind of fun with this. And guess what I just found to do that with? Completely forgot that I had this. I haven't even tried it yet, but this is the Juvia's Place Gel Liner in brown. This would have been perfect, depending on the tone, this would have been perfect for this eyeliner. Ridiculous. Really should have looked at my collection before I started this video, but as you guys may know, Jeremy and I just moved and I'm just getting minimal amounts of time to be able to do things. So now we're gonna go through and do our lips. I'm a little bit concerned because I don't have quite the right lip liner. Her lips are definitely a bit like ombre, if you will, so they are deeper on the outside, and I don't really have like a deep red lip liner. I don't know, I'm just gonna go through with what I have and make do, because that's the whole point of this challenge. So I'm gonna go through with the Ace Beaute So Gorgeous lip liner on the outside. This is a little bit deeper. I'm probably gonna have to deepen it up even more, but this will be a good start. All right, so we're gonna take this Tom Ford lip color. This is Black Cherry. This is by far the most expensive lipstick that I own, and I didn't buy it. It's just a little bit deeper than the rest of these, so I got this from Influencer to try out. I do very much like this lipstick. So I'm gonna take this just from the bullet and use it along the outer corners just to add some depth. Okay, so now we've got that inner bit, and this is like crazy. I'm combining Tom Ford with Jordana, but I'm just gonna take this lip liner. This is Sedona Red. I'm gonna see if I can get this to like, get that really like bright center. She has way bigger lips than me too, so she has a lot more space to play with that sort of like gradient. I never like overline my lips this crazy, but I feel like to even get comparable to what she has going on, I had to do it. So I like this look. I mean, it's definitely a lot. I do wish that I had gotten the lids a little bit glossier. I wish I had something in my collection that would get us there, but I don't. So this is what we're left with. I think I am gonna try to touch this up with a little bit of that pinkier shade. Dang it, this color on its own probably would have been perfect. Let's see if we can rectify this situation a little bit. What do you guys think? Did that help? I feel like that helped. The one thing, and I mean, this look is absolutely beautiful, but the one thing is she doesn't have highlight that goes like down in the inner corner, which I always prefer, but that's not the way this was done, so that's not the way we're gonna do it. Okay guys, here is the final look. What do you think? I like it. It was obviously a bit of a struggle, so, you know, that's just part of the process, right? But if I had to do it again, I would stick with the Natasha Denona shade. I think that doing that over again, it really helped. Like, I think that shade totally nailed it. I would have used this Dang Juvia's Place gel eyeliner because that would have been the perfect color. And I'd have a little bit more of that like fire red lipstick, but I don't. I actually really need to go through my lipstick collection and just like, just revamp it all, because there's so much that I just need to declutter and get some new things. And now that I realize that I'm missing a hot red lipstick, that's something that I need to get. So I hope you had fun with this one. I literally have brushes, eyeliners, highlighters, like all the things, trying to find the perfect things for this look sitting here. So it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this challenge. Thank you so much for including me in this, Alexis. I've really had a good time. Again, if you guys haven't checked out the other creators' looks, please do. I love getting to see everybody's interpretations because everybody has like different aesthetics, different skin tones, like obviously, you know, different ranges of products that they use. So I think it's always fun just to really see how people like interpret these looks. And if you're coming over from one of the other content creators' channels, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sticking through this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something or at least laughed a little bit. If you're interested in this kind of content, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Join me here. I have some fun content coming up. I'd love for you to stick around for that. Let me know down below what you guys think of this look. Is this something that you would do? Do you like the kind of like more bold eye and bold lip? Is it a little too much for you? Let me know. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. It really does mean a lot that you take the time out of your day to watch my video, and I will see you really soon.